Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rosa, and welcome to episode 287 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe on your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations, and social media profiles, which you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. The big games out last week were the long-awaited Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. The games coming out this week include Neon Blood, Nine Souls, Beyond Hanwell, Death Elevator, Raven Swatch, MXGP 24 the official game, Cursed Feed, Find Love or Die Trying, Fly Corp, Penguins Road, and Shines Over the Damned. There's some games now available on Xbox Game Pass and or coming soon, and they include the following. As mentioned, you can now play Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 on Cloud PC and Series X and S, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl, Cloud PC and Series X and S, Little Kitty Big City on console, Played Up on console, then on November 26th you can play Nine Souls, Cloud PC and Series X and S, November 27th, Aliens, Dark Descent, Cloud console and PC. Now into last week's biggest news stories, and we have 3 to cover this week. Number 1, stream your own game with Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta. Ashley McKissick, the corporate vice president of Xbox Experiences and Platforms Engineering, writes on the Xbox Wire. Our mission is to bring more games to more people around the world across devices. We believe gaming should be easy to access and available for all players no matter what device you choose to play with. That's why we are dedicated to making great games available across consoles, PCs, with cloud gaming. Today, millions of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members are enjoying Xbox Cloud Gaming to play top titles from the Xbox Game Pass catalog on various devices. We've also heard your excitement about having more flexibility to stream games you own beyond the Game Pass catalog. Starting today, I'm excited to announce that we're allowing Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members to stream select games they own through TVs and browsers on supportive devices, like smartphones, PCs, and tablets in all 28 countries where Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta is available. This is just the beginning. Next year, we're excited to bring this feature to Xbox consoles and the Xbox app on Windows. 50 gig games available today with more to come. We are happy to announce that over 50 gig games are now available for streaming. Our library of cloud playable titles will continue to grow as we work with our partners around the world to bring you a diverse and expansive selection of great games across devices. You can stream any version of these games that you own, for example Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition. Here are the games available today. Strap in, folks. Animal Well, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Balatro, Baldur's Gate 3, Vanisher's Ghost of New Eden, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022, Casting of Frank Stone, Cyberpunk 2077, Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, Dredge, Dying Light 2 Stay Human, Farming Simulator 25, Fear the Spotlight, Final Fantasy XIV Online, Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasy 6, Hades, Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, High on Life, Hitman World of Assassination, Hogwarts Legacy, House Flipper 2, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, LEGO Harry Potter Collection, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Metro Exodus, Mortal Kombat 1, NBA 2K25, PGA Tour 2K23, Phasmophobia, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, Rust Console Edition, 7 Days to Die, Star Wars Outlaws, Stray, The Crew Motorfest, The Outlast Trials, The Plucky Squire, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Topspin 2K25, Undertale, Visions of Mana, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, and WWE 2K24. A nice big list to start, which is already including all the games that are part of your Game Pass catalog. This is long awaited, long time coming, and great to see that they're finally expanding to our own individual libraries outside of Game Pass for games that we can stream on the cloud. I personally don't use this as much, as whenever I've had the opportunity to stream something, I use Remote Play with my Logitech G Cloud, so I don't need to go through the hassle of cloud gaming, but I love that I have the option now with my personal library. Number 2, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl has already sold 1 million copies with many more people playing on Xbox Game Pass. Wesley Impool at IGN writes, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl already looks like a hit, with developer GSC Game World declaring 1 million copies sold. In a tweet, Ukrainian studio GSC said that in addition to these sales, much more are playing via Stalker 2's Day 1 launch on Game Pass, Microsoft's subscription service. Quote, no wonder it feels a bit crowdy in the zone, unquote, GSC tweeted. Quote, 1 million copies were sold and much more stalkers joined the artifact hunt with Game Pass. This is just the start of our unforgettable adventure. The Heart of Chernobyl animates stronger with each of us. Thank you, stalkers, end quote. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl hit the 1 million copies sold milestone less than 48 hours after launching across PC and Series X and S. On Steam, it has peak concurrent player count of 117,928, putting it among the most played games on Valve's platform. Microsoft does not make Xbox player numbers available public. Clearly, Stalker 2 Hard Chernobyl was already a success for GSC, even before its first weekend on sale. However, the launch is not without problems, with players reporting a variety of bugs. GSC has promised to sort out what it's called Stalker 2's rough edges with a steady stream of patches. I wanted to highlight that, as this is a great success, and shout out to this team who has literally been going through a war while trying to develop this game and get this game out. Ideally, they would have wanted to have this out last year, as they've mentioned in the past, but nonetheless, we have it now. But a forewarning to everyone, there seems to be a lot of bugs, and for that reason, I will not be checking it out anytime soon. I'll let them massage that, and then in a couple months, come back and check this game out, as it does look really cool. Number 3, Roundup. Avowed's latest previews are in, and it's already being touted as one of 2025's best games. William Doolin at Pure Xbox writes, ahead of Avowed's Xbox Game Pass launch early next year in February, the latest round of previews for this upcoming action RPG have now gone live. Based on this latest build, the consensus seems to be looking quite promising right now, with most outlets and critics talking up the game and mentioning how they can't wait to get their hands on the full thing. So here's a sample of what's being said so far. Starting with our friends at VGC, who mentioned how they can't wait to play more. Quote, when our brief time with Avowed came to an end, we were disappointed, not with what we played, but rather because we felt the game's getting its hook into us. Avowed feels like a game that would have been perfect for the period between Christmas and New Year. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything sparklingly new, but everything it is doing makes us want to play more. End quote. Windows Central was even more excited after the second round preview, mentioning how it could end up being a favorite of 2025. Quote, Obsidian Entertainment and Xbox Game Studios may not be aiming for the top with a massive and ambitious magnum opus. Let's wait for The Outer Worlds 2 for that, but Avowed has a soul, a crucial ingredient missing from a lot of modern games, from corporations chasing mainstream demographics and trends. I do wonder how many will feel the same, but it won't matter if I'm completely alone. I'm still fairly certain after 2 previews and 2 interviews that Avowed's going to be one of my favorite games of 2025. End quote. Kotaku thinks it could be one of 2025's best games. Quote, Avowed feels rock solid, deep, and hugely cared for. This has labor of love oozing all over, and it can deliver a story as strong as those in Pillars of Eternity games. We would have an all-time classic on our hands. End quote. In IGN's preview, called Avowed a lot of fun and said it was a nice contrast to Dragon Age Veilguard, allowing you to be evil as you want. Quote, coming fresh off of trying out Dragon Age the Veilguard, I was so happy when I discovered just how evil I could be to people I met along the way right from the start of Avowed. Something Veilguard just didn't fulfill. From the start, I had one NPC dropping F-bombs because I was going to leave her in prison. A short while later, a duo would try to intimidate me on a bridge, only to meet a swift demise. I wasn't in the mood for their nonsense, I just wanted to be evil. And while I could have handled it the nice way, sometimes being evil is just more fun, end quote. And Engadget summed it up as classic Obsidian fantasy on a AAA budget. Quote, for me, everything felt right once I found the wand. I closed out the preview with the bow in one loadout and the grimoire and wand in the other, and was starting to feel like a real badass, end quote. Now, we don't usually go over previews, but it's a slow news week, and it seemed so overwhelmingly positive for this Avowed preview cycle that I wanted to highlight this. I'm typically not into the fantasy RPG, and I still have to play The Outer Worlds, which is far more up my alley. I played about 2 hours of that game a long time ago, really enjoyed it, and just fell off. But shout out to Obsidian, it seems like they have another hit on their hands. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and this week, I just want to highlight, go to the Xbox store, and there is a massive Black Friday sale with over 1,000 discounted games. See what you're interested in picking up. My back catalog is just so heavy right now that I don't think I'm going to personally be getting anything, but there's a ton on there. Go check it out. Enjoy. And now, while we would usually close out the show every week with the fun fact, I do have a little bonus segment this week, and I guess it was timely with the slow news week. The Xbox in 10 podcast was reached out for to see if I wanted to try the Call of Duty Gunnar collab gaming glasses, and I said sure. So this is not an ad. We are not sponsored. This is just my God's honest opinion of them. So many years ago, I actually got a pair of Gunnar glasses, and it was right after I got laser eye surgery, and it did help me in my comeback to watching screens, playing games, etc. So they got me the Call of Duty Ghost Gunnar glasses, which MSRP for $74 for the Amber version and $109 for the Amber Sunshift. I believe I have the Amber version. Either way, as soon as I've come up to my man cave where my computer is and started playing games this past weekend, I haven't taken them off. It's so funny when you do the on-off with them and just how seemingly bright your computer screens are. I mean, it sounds stupid, But the part that I also like with these is there's a little optical enhancement. So it does zoom a little bit. It's a slight prescription, it seems like. So everything is far more clear for me who did get laser eye surgery. I personally would highly recommend this, but again, we're not sponsored. I have no interest in this. I'm just giving you my honest opinion, and I think they're pretty cool. I look like a complete nerd in them, which is kind of funny to me. It goes so far into the nerdy way that I like it. And my wife put them on for a few minutes, and she was like, I should probably borrow these while I work all day since I'm looking at a screen. And I said, go ahead, take them. So, take that for what it was, but that's how we'll close out this week's Xbox in 10 podcast. Thank you for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news, covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service, share with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, I got out of a long week of work, so finally got some game time in this weekend, and I ended up playing Madden NFL 25, the free trial, started a fantasy draft, got my team into the playoffs, and I'll see how far I go with that. My name is Brandon Rosa. You can follow me on Xbox at Brosa93. Hope you all have a great week, stay safe, and keep on gaming.